just knocked out a 5-mile easy run on this beautiful December morning in perfect running conditions. Total time was 44 minutes and 5 seconds at an average pace of 8:48 minutes per mile with an average heart rate of 144 beats per minute. And the thing that was going through my mind this entire run was slow is easy. Easy is fast. It can be very frustrating when you're training by heart rate if you came from training by pace, because your pace is gonna go way down. But to truly run an easy run, it's gonna be a lot slower than you think it needs to be. So for every easy run I did this week, I applied that mindset. Just go a lot slower than you think you need to go. And because I've done that all week, I've actually ran more miles and felt a lot better than I have in the previous weeks. People often use the phrase, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon, when they're trying to talk about a big goal or achievement or something they're trying to work toward. And heart rate training quite literally is a marathon and not a sprint. It takes a long time for you to start seeing the fruits of your labor when you train by heart rate. Because when you train by heart rate, you're only getting 1% or maybe even fewer every single time you run. But it's that constant stacking of getting just a little bit better, a little bit better. So I want to leave you with this run thought from today. Slow is easy, easy is fast.
That's what she said.
Nope. No. Yes.
Two hours later.
Forgot my other stuff.
No? Well, will you do me a favor then?
What?
Can you bring me my chapstick?
No, Napoleon.
But my lips hurt real bad.
Just borrow some from the school nurse. I know she has like 5 sticks in her drawer.
I'm not gonna use hers, you sicko.
See ya.
Ugh. Idiot.
Well, it looks like Kip won't be able to bring me my chapstick because he's been chatting online with babes all day, Napoleon. So I picked some up at Walmart. And I also picked up some advanced therapy infused with rich hydrators and essential vitamins lotion, because my skin's really dry and I need all the nutrients that I can get. But I also picked up a big desk calendar. Now this isn't going on my desk, it's going on my wall. When I wake up in the morning, it's the first thing that I'm gonna see. And if it's the first thing that I'm gonna see, it's going to force me to look at it.
Just look at it.
So everything on here is what's gonna be included in my days, including things I have to do for work, things I gotta do for personal, and then especially my running training calendar. So another way, if you want to change your habits, is to change your environment. Something that has been long overdue ever since I got these shoes is to change out the laces. Now the original laces are these crappy razor thin noodle things, and these things just aren't very good at keeping the shoes locked in place on your feet. So whenever you're running, the shoes just don't feel as tight as they need to be. And that's the same problem that happened with these shoes. And I'll talk about the shoes that I'm wearing and the shoes that I was wearing a little bit more in a different video. But basically, these newer versions of the shoes, and really with a bunch of other different running companies and running shoes as of now, the companies have been putting these razor thin shoelaces in the shoes. And I don't know why they've been doing that. Maybe it's just a cost thing. And if I remember correctly, this pair of shoelaces has been through 3 sets of running shoes, all totaling, I think, more than 500 miles each. And the shoelaces are still going strong. And they feel good. They lock my feet down nicely, unlike these pieces of junk. The plan for the run today is to do 3 5-mile loops and then a 2-mile loop. And each time I come around, I'm going to refill this water bottle with 8 ounces of water and 1 scoop of G1M Sport. The secret factor here is because I don't have gels, I wanted to try something different. So every time I come around for a 5-mile loop, I'm going to take 2 servings of honey, which is 120 calories and about 34 grams of carbs. So every time I come around, I'll be getting a supply of 34 grams of carbs plus 20 grams of carbs. So that'll be about 54 grams of carbs and 350 milligrams of sodium. If all goes to plan, we should be good on nutrition today. The other thing that I've been experimenting with is how much liquids I need to be taking in, because every time I go out for a run, it seems like after a few miles I have to go to the bathroom. So we're going to be experimenting with 8 ounces of water today per 5 miles, or about 8 ounces of water per 45 minutes. And we'll see how it goes. And if it doesn't work right, we'll adjust and try again. But we're 7 weeks out, so we have a lot of time to figure that out before the actual marathon. It is another absolutely beautiful day in terms of temperature. However, if you can hear and you can see, it's pretty windy out. Now, the wind is only going to get stronger. I think gusts up to 25 miles an hour. We're going to jump onto the GoPro. I will see you guys around mile 5 when I get done with the first loop. We'll pick up the GoPro and we'll go from there. We're at just a little bit over 10 miles. The honey is working pretty good. This time I added a couple shakes of salt to it because I don't think I took in enough sodium. My right calf is starting to cramp just a little bit. But overall, feeling pretty good. Got one more 5-mile lap and then a short 2-mile lap. Let's go, Brandon. Ah. 11 miles. 11 miles. Let's go, let's get it. Mile 12. Mile 12. Feeling a lot better than I did on the last loop. What the heck? 13 miles. 13 miles. Still feeling good. Big hill, wow. Wow. I just realized I lost my glasses somewhere. It's a good thing that I'm only doing a 5-mile loop, but I don't have another pair of glasses. So, whatever, I guess. Try to find them somewhere. I gotta poop, man. I gotta go. Oh, this isn't good. 15 miles. 15 miles. We finished that 14 out quick because I gotta go. 2 more miles. Honestly, feeling great. A little bit slower than I would like it to be. I'd like to be running in the 7s, but I'm not going to try and go too fast. I'm feeling great right now, and that's all that matters. We got 7 weeks left. Hopefully if we can get into the low 8s, I'll be happy with that. So, less than 2 miles. We're done. Feeling great. 1 mile left. Let's close this out. As I'm putting on my Manly Man lotion, let's go over the run. Got it pulled up here on my phone. Average pace, 8:47 minutes per mile. Best pace, 7:45 minutes per mile. Total time, 2 hours and 29 minutes and 20 seconds. And an average run cadence of 185 steps per minute. A little bit faster than I want. Heart rate, who knows? Felt good. At the end, I felt like my nipples were going to fall off. Let's just make sure they're still there. Like I said, the run actually felt pretty good. Felt better on the third loop than I did the second loop, and felt better overall than I did last week. So I think the nutrition plan that I tried this time actually worked. And the honey, that was the secret sauce today. So if I don't get gels by the next time I do a long run, I'll probably do the honey thing again because it worked so well this time. But all this talking about fueling is making me really, really hungry. We have 4 pieces of salmon, 2 for today and 2 for Monday. And on that, we're putting a couple splashes of lemon juice, a couple shakes of garlic powder, black pepper, kosher salt, and then the secret ingredient, maple syrup. dinner is served. So on the plate we have 2 servings of salmon, totaling about 45 grams of protein. We have a serving of peas to get my fiber and to get another 5 grams of protein. And then we have some waffle fries because they're tasty, and I need some more calories. At the beginning of the day, I had a ton of carbs to be able to have energy for my long run. But then, in order to get the fats that I needed to have something that was higher in fats also. So salmon is a great source of protein, but it's also a great source of good fats. Finishing up the night with a grilled cheese made from a slice of Gouda, a couple slices of some deli brick cheese that we got a few weeks ago that's super delicious, and then 2 slices of bread that have butter and garlic powder and salt on them. One thing that I heard from ultra runner Courtney DeWalder is that when her body's craving something, she doesn't ignore those cravings because it's her body's way of telling her that she probably needs some sort of micro or macronutrient. So, fats, carbs, salt, protein, deliciousness. That cheese pull, pretty good. With the 17 miles ran today, that wraps up the training week with a total volume of 42.2 miles, my biggest training week of the year so far. I want to wrap up this video by talking about the idea of being in motion versus actually taking action. And I've talked about this sort of thing in previous videos, where you can get so caught up in trying to figure out the best way to do something before you do it, and you get so caught up in that you don't take any action at all. There was an experiment done by a photographer at like a university. Half the class was given the task, by the end of the semester you had to take 100 photos, and you get graded on quantity. And then the other half of the class got graded on quality. So they had all semester to produce 1 photo. The group that took the 100 photos produced the best photos because they put in the reps and they had time to experiment with different things in photography to make their photos better. And the group that had all this time to theorize about how to make the perfect photo and didn't actually go out and practice that, they didn't produce as good of results. So the lesson to be learned from that is whether you're training for a marathon or whether you're trying to build a business or trying to do something that you've never done before, you have to put in the reps. The quote that really stood out to me in the section of the book that talked about this was, "It's better to do less than you had hoped than to do nothing at all." You can read as much as you can and study and theorize about the best ways to do something, different plans of action, but there's no better teacher than experience. And experience only comes from putting in the reps. And like I said in my previous video, you might only get 1% better every time you put in that rep. But if you keep putting in those reps, keep showing up consistently, you'll progress further than you would have if you didn't. Just like the photography example. So to kind of tie everything together and bring it back to marathon training, am I nervous for this marathon? Yes, because it's been like 3 years since I've done a marathon, and I'm just not sure how my body's going to react with all of this mileage and volume and training. But I know that if I keep putting in the reps, just like I have for my business and running in the past, I'll probably be way further along than I thought I should be, or the plan has me to be at the end of it. So I'll leave you with this. Number 1, slow is easy, easy is fast. Number 2, if you want to make a habit change, make it obvious. And number 3, You have to put in the reps. So with that said, if you got something out of that, please hit the like button, and I will see you guys in the next one. Cheers.